In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami mentions very briefly about the worship of Lord Ganesha. For those who have read this section in the Nectar of Devotion, in the English translation of Srila Prabhupada, we see a brief mention of the worship of Lord Ganesha in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And it's a known fact that Lord Ganesha is worshipped before any major event. Let's say it's a housewarming ceremony, you're moving into a new house, Lord Ganesha is worshipped first. There's a marriage ceremony, Lord Ganesha is worshipped first. There's a Upanayana Samskar, which means the Brahminical thread is awarded to the child. Lord Ganesha is worshipped first. Even when there is Garbhadan Samskar, Lord Ganesha is worshipped first. Even when there is Shraddha Samskar, the last rites, the oblations that you offer to a great soul after he has departed, Lord Ganesha is worshipped first. Vidyarambham, before the child starts writing akshara, syllables in this world, Lord Ganesha is worshipped. Annaprashna Samskar, before the first grains are given into the mouth of the child, Lord Ganesha is worshipped first. The interesting question is, so many demigods exist. 330 million demigods. Why is it that Ganesha is given so much prominence even in our Vaishnav texts? We are supposed to be Ananya Bhakta, Krishnaika Sharanam, only the feet of Sri Krishna. But still Rupa Goswami describes the brief mention of the worship of Lord Ganesha. In our temple in Mumbai, Shri Radha Gopinath Mandir, outside the temple you have Lord Ganesha. So those who have visited, you will see the temple belongs to Radha Gopinath, but outside there is Ganesha. So how is it and why is it that Lord Ganesha became prominent? What was the pastime? What is the historical Puranic story or the evidence as to how Lord Ganesha got this position of being Adhipati, the one who's worshipped as the primeval person before any major performance? So let's dive into that history. We all have heard of that story where Lord Ganesha was asked to circumambulate the universe thrice. You've heard that story? And he ends up circumambulating his parents. So this story runs very similar and parallel to that, but it's not that. It's a different one. So as I'm speaking this, please don't tell yourself that, oh, I know this, that this is something that I have read. It is very similar, but it is quite different. So let's go. 330 million demigods were once in a running race. So please, in your mind, imagine Indra, Chandra, Agni, Vayu, Varuna, everyone running. And they all have their order carrier, and they're sitting on the back of their order carrier and racing. And the condition was, they had to circumambulate the universe thrice. And the one who circumambulates it thrice and emerges victorious is the person who is going to be worshipped first before any ceremony. Lord Ganesha got to know about this. And he asked his father, can I also participate? Father said, yes, I give you my permission for this day trip. Go with your friends and have fun. But now here's the interesting thing. Lord Ganesha has an order carrier which is the slowest. The others, like Brahma, they have a flying swan. Even Kartikeya has a peacock. So therefore you will see on this theme, the whole altar of Bhanunandani Shri Krishna is on the theme of the peacock today. Later you can take darshan. It's all on the blue and white theme. So Kartikeya is also running on the peacock. You know, he's moving on the back of the peacock. But Lord Ganesha, as you know, he's helpless for two reasons. One, he has an order carrier which is a mouse, Mushaka, which is very restless. Loses its track very quickly as soon as it sees a distraction. And on the other hand, if Ganesha says, forget the order carrier, I'm going to run, it's tough for him. Why would you say so? Yeah. Takes one to know one. So we understand what it means. When we have some belly fat, it's tough. So Lord Ganesha loves to eat modak, sweet. Brahmana modaka priyaha. He loves to eat modak, sweets, and he can't stop. So as a result of which, he's very cute with a nice sweet belly. As a result of which, as soon as he runs 10 steps, he starts sweating. And he's running, trying to run, and it's very tough. Now one may ask, well, for the demigods, it's not tough to win the race of running around the universe thrice. Well, there's a twist in the tale. It's not so simple. The twist in the tale is, Devarishi Narada is going to walk towards you as you run. So we're all running one direction, and Narad Muni is walking from the opposite direction towards us. Well, we will say, what's the tough thing? The tough task here is, you have two options. Either you look at him, you bow down, take his blessings, and move on, because he's a Vaishnav. Or, you just ignore him, and you run. Everyone will say, let's bow down and take his blessings. But here's the twist. Narad Muni gives his blessings through Harikatha. And the problem with Harikatha speakers is that they can never keep time. So Narad Muni is not even pressed with 3 classes a day. He can just go on. And if he goes on and on, his Harikatha doesn't stop because he gets ecstatic. Now, one of the 9 symptoms of Bhava Bhakti is Leelas Tat Guna Akhyane. The person can go on speaking about the names, forms, qualities and pastimes of Krishna. What to speak of Narada? Please kindly chant. Ananya Mamata Vishnu Ananya Prema Sangataha Bhakti Ityuchate Bhishmo Prahlada Uddhava Narada. It's described. Among the great devotees who are deeply attached with possessiveness for Krishna, Narada is one among them. Bhishma, Prahlada, Uddhava, Narada. So he can't stop speaking. And if he can't stop speaking, you have to sit there listening. And if you sit there listening, forget the race. You're not going to win the race. So you have 2 options. You know, in India, they use the umbrella when it rains. It's very, very useful. Because when someone walks towards you and you don't want to talk to them, you can just put the umbrella this way and walk. And they're not going to see your face. You can hide your face under the umbrella. Unfortunately, the demigods didn't have one. So most of them decided, race is more important for us. So let's just ignore Narada and run. Win the race and get Vaishnava Aparadh for neglect. But then later come and fall down at the feet of Narada Muni and he's Kripa Sindhu Bhyaye Vacha, ocean of mercy. So you'll say no problem. So in that way you're free from Vaishnava Aparadh and you end up winning the race also. So they made their plan like that. But however, our Lord Ganesha, he can run very fast. He cannot. So as a result, he's trying to run. Narad Muni is walking. And this is the pace at which Ganesha is running. So when he's running at this pace, you can ignore him. And also Lord Ganesha has big ears. Big ears means more Shravanam. Lord Ganesha through his form teaches us a very beautiful principle. He hides his mouth under the trunk and keeps his ears open to show us that there must be more Shravanam before Kirtanam. So he has big ears. So he decided, I am going to bow down to Narada Muni. And I am going to take his blessings. Come what may. So Narad Muni came close to Ganesha and he smiled. Ganesha also smiled. While the other demigods just ran past Narada. Ganesha bowed down. And he said, oh Gurujan, oh Vaishnav Thakur, oh great soul. Swayambhu Narada Shambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu Prahlado Janako Bhishmo Ballivaya Sakhivayam. Out of the 12 Mahajans, you are second on the list. Kripa Bindu Diya, please shower your mercy on me and your blessings on me. Narada looked at Ganesha and he said, are you really sure you want my blessings? Ganesha said, yes, please. Narada said, do you know how I shower blessings? There's only one way I shower blessings, by speaking Krishna Katha. Ganesha said, I have all the time in the world for you. Please speak Krishna Katha. Please fill the pots of my ears with the nectar of Krishna Kathamrita. Please go on. Aniyor, Aniyor, Aniyor. Please go on. Narada said, are you sure? He said, yes. But I thought you were running the race. If I speak Krishna Katha, you'll lose track of time and then you're not going to win the race. Lord Ganesha said, I don't want to win the race. If I sit at your lotus feet and hear Krishna Katha, I have won the bigger race. This is the race I want to win. So Narada smiled and he told Ganesha, okay, you have faith in me? So here's my blessing. I am going to now give you the secret how to win the race. Narada said, I have been running this way only and only to help the demigods. Anyone who bows down to me and asks for blessings, I would give them the secret to win the race. But they're all running in fear. Lava matra sadhu sange sarva siddhi hoy. Sadhu sanga sarva shastra koy. They're all fearing my association. But you have faith in me. Therefore, here's my little secret as to how you can win the race. Come, let's sit. We'll discuss it out. So Lord Ganesha sat. Narada Muni sat. Narada Muni said, let's break down the problem, the question. What is the problem statement? So Ganesha said, the problem statement is running around the universe 3 times. Narada said, universe. What are the elements of the universe? Very intelligent question. He's getting into Sankhya now. What are the elements of the universe? Lord Ganesha scratched his head and went into the Gita. Please chant. Natad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante tadhamam paramam mama. So Krishna tells in the Gita that my universe doesn't need a sun, doesn't need a moon, and is not illuminated by fire. So Ganesha used this principle. And he said, wait a minute, Krishna's universe doesn't need this, which means the material universe needs it. So he answered Narada Muni. The 3 crucial elements of this universe are fire, sun, and moon. This was the answer Lord Ganesha gave. Narada said, very good. Now please tell me, O Ganesha, what is the Sanskrit word for fire? And Lord Ganesha said, there are different names for fire, but top on the list is a word called Krishanu. Please chant. Krishanu. Narada said, impressive. Please tell me, what are the names in Sanskrit for the sun? So Ganesha said, there are many names like Mitra, Surya, Aditya, Bhaskara, and so on and so forth. But top on the list is Bhanu. Bhanu. Narada said, wonderful. Now please tell me some names for the moon. Ganesha said, actually there are many names for the moon. But the one on top of the list is Himakara. Himakara. So just to recapitulate again, the word for fire is Krishanu. Krishanu. The word for sun is Bhanu. Bhanu. The word for moon is Himakara. Himakara. Fire? Krishanu. Fire? Krishanu. Sun? Bhanu. Moon? Himakara. Sun? Bhanu. Moon? Himakara. Sun? Bhanu. Bhanu. Fire? Krishanu. Moon? Himakara. Moon? Himakara. Moon? Himakara. Fire? Krishanu. Sun? Bhanu. Okay, you got it. So Krishanu for fire, Bhanu for the sun, and Himakara for the moon. Are we all on the same page till now? Yes. Nice. Narada Muni is very impressed with Lord Ganesha's buddhi. Said, very nice. Now, O Ganesha, please explain to me. If Krishanu means fire, what does Kishanu mean? If Krishanu means fire, what does Kishanu mean? Ganesha said, there is no word called Kishanu. There is no word called Kishanu. Absolutely no. The word is Krishanu. Narada said, wonderful. So Kishanu has no meaning, but Krishanu is fire. So what makes nothing that is Kishanu into fire, Krishanu? Lord Ganesha said the syllable R. Kra, Ra. Impressive? Narada Muni asked the next question. If Bhanu means the sun, what does the word Bhanu mean? If Bha, the big A, Bhanu means the sun, what does the short A, Bhanu, mean? Ganesha said, oh, it doesn't mean anything in Sanskrit. Narada said, very good. So what makes the nothing, Bhanu, into everything, the sun? Ganesha said, ah. Narada said, very impressive. Then he said, the moon is Himakara. Now please tell me, what does Hikara mean? Ganesha said, it doesn't mean anything. Narada said, oh, Hikara means nothing, but Himakara means moon. What makes the nothing into the everything moon? And Lord Ganesha said, Ma. And now Narada smiled and he said, what makes Kishanu into Krishanu is Ra. What makes Bhanu into Bhanu is A. What makes Hikara to Himakara is Ma. And what is the origin of the sun, moon and fire is Ra, A and Ma, Rama. Please tell me if you understood this. Yes. Everyone? Yes. Narada smiled and he said, so Ganesha, the universe is made out of fire, sun and moon. But the fire needs Ra. And the sun needs A. And the moon needs Ma. Therefore, that universe which is made out of these three ingredients, they have their origin in Ram. So it's very simple, Ganesha. You simply have to find Ramachandra and circumambulate him thrice. That's your universe. Now Ganesha said, but how do I find him? Narada said, very simple. Abhinatvam namanamino. The name of Ramachandra and the personality Ramachandra are absolutely non-different. Therefore, O Ganesha, all that you have to do is with your trunk, write Ram on the sand that you're running on. So let's help Ganesha write Ram in Sanskrit Devanagari. You go like this, Ra, A, Ma, and a line. And if that's tough, let's write it in English. Let's go, R, A, M, and not to forget the diacritic on the top. Otherwise it can become RAM. You know, studying computers, RAM and ROM. You know, Ram. So he said, just take your trunk and write Ram on the sand that you're standing on. Ganesha said, and? He said, just circumambulate those syllables. That is Krishna, that is Ramachandra, that is your universe. So Ganesha just ran around the name of Ramachandra 3 times. And bowed down to Narada. Narada said, you've already won the race. This is my blessing. Continue on your path and you will get your prize. Narada left. Ganesha started running on that same path. And lo and behold, he looked behind. The demigods are running behind him. And Lord Ganesha is ahead. And everyone is sweating. And they're like, and Ganesha is like walking. He's having a nice time. He ended up winning the race. There were 4 things that happened with Lord Ganesha. 1, he won the race. Which means anyone who puts the name of Ramachandra, Ram, as priority in life to circumambulate all of our life, just go around this name, they will win all material races possible, as Ganesha did. 2nd, Ganesha became prominent as the most worshipable demigod. Which means, if someone chants the holy name of Ramachandra, whether or not he desires, Krishna will make him prominent. You see, praise, popularity, is called stuti in Sanskrit. To praise someone, it's called stuti. What is it called? Stuti. And it's described, stuti is always unmarried. She never gets married. She's kanya. Why? Because those who like her and run behind her, she runs away from them. So those who want praise and popularity, those who run behind her, she runs away from them. She doesn't like them. And those whom she loves and wants to come to, they run away from her. So in this way it's described, the non-devotees who want praise, they don't get it because she runs away from them. You're not doing Hari Bhajan. And devotees like Srila Prabhupada, whom Krishna wants to give popularity, he's okay not having it. So therefore it's described, this Tuti, Kanya, always remains unmarried. Because those who love her, she runs away from them. And those whom she loves, they don't want her. So the second principle, Lord Ganesha became prominent. He won the position of being the most worshipable demigod. Which means anyone who chants the name of Ram, whether or not he desires, Krishna will make him prominent and empower him to spread the holy name. You know, great saints are like flowers. Great saints are like flowers. What does that mean? Even if they are hiding in the middle of the forest, they are so fragrant that people come and put them on top of their head. So even if they are great sages hiding in the caves in the forest, if Krishna wants to give them fame and popularity, people will come searching for them, being attracted by the flower fragrance of their personality. So in this way, second principle that we can learn from Ganesha. Third principle, those demigods who wanted to stop Ganesha and were little kind of materially envious. How did he come ahead of us? We are running, but how did he win the race? They couldn't pose any trouble to him. Meaning, if we chant the holy name of Ramachandra, those who are envious of us, invariably, with time, they will perish. We don't have to do anything in retaliation or response. Their envy will not touch us if we have protected ourselves by the chanting of the holy name. And fourth principle to take home. Ganesha didn't just win that race, didn't just become popular, was not just able to overcome envy, for he was empowered to write Vedic literature. Which means such personalities are empowered by Ram to spread the message in this world. So this is how Lord Ganesha became or took the position of being the Adhipati, or the most worshipable personality among the demigods. So that's how it ties to our discussion, starting with that story. So what is the take home here? It is the name of the Lord which empowered, which helped Ganesha not just win materially but also spiritually.